What's going on, love? If you are new here, welcome. And if not, welcome back to Melanated Mindfulness Tarot. You already know that as you enter this space, I am sending you all the good energy and the positive vibes that you may need at this time. It almost feels like a hug, like, one of them good old hugs that you give or get. So if you are interested in booking a session with me, if you are interested in following me on any of the other platforms, make sure that you check out the description area because all of that information will be there. And if you have not yet subscribed, this is your invitation to do so. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. We are going to do a collective message. I'm going to clarify the cards that come out on the table and see what we get for today. So let's go ahead and get into it. I really do hope y'all are feeling absolutely amazing. Spirit, you know our heart and our situation. Can you please give us the cards that we need in order for us to be able to receive the message with an open mind and an open heart? That first card got goodness all over it, okay? Yes. Y'all like, what is it? What is it? This is dope. For the most part, like the first cards that came out, it was like super dope, like super. So everything else, it almost don't even matter, okay? All right, what's underneath it all? What? Underneath it all, we got the Nine of Swords. You overthinking, like you all in your head and sucking the life out of yourself for whatever reason. Because by what's on the table, it doesn't look like it's necessary. That Nine of Swords is, again, let me show you. Because the illustration on the card is like, the swords, and they have drips of blood coming out of them, which is like, okay, you're sucking the life out of yourself. Like, just based on your thoughts. It don't even have to be something that you're actually experiencing in the physical aspect, but because you overthink, because you be all in your headspace, which does show up on the table as well, we'll get there. It's like you're sucking the life out of yourself, and it's not necessary. Right now, I just bang my hand like on the cards, but it's not necessary. Okay, listen. Let me go ahead and get into this reading again. We're going to read what's on the table. We're going to clarify a few. We only got two possibly that we may need to clarify, but we probably do three just because we always do three for the most part. Uh-oh, my bad, y'all. First card. First card on the table. First card out the deck, okay? The Three of Cups. And this is talking about all the goodness that surrounds you. Like, there is so much happening for you in this moment. Love. Like, pay attention to that. Instead of, overthinking the what ifs or because this happened or things that happened in the past or whatever, your main focus right now should be on the things that are, you know, bringing you life, putting more into you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Whether it is some type of activity, hobby, some of the people that you're associating yourself with, like pay attention to the good things. Yeah, you may be in a position where you're noticing like all the fuckery that people do or whatever the case may be, or all of the things that are going wrong. However, there's always something. When I tell you always, there's always something good that you can focus on. You just don't see it that way in certain moments, but at some point you will, right? If at some point you can see the good in the situation, doesn't that mean that it was always there? You just didn't put yourself in a position to actually be able to see it, okay? You got the star card here as well. Maybe this is the reason why you cannot see it, right? Maybe you're so busy focusing on what you're pouring out to others that you're not really paying attention to what you're actually pouring into yourself. Again, there's always something good going on. There's always something to be appreciative of, grateful for. Even the things that you do for yourself, you have to start paying more attention to that, because what you're paying attention to is what you give, what you give, what you give. But let's start acknowledging what you actually do for you. When you start to acknowledge what you actually do for yourself, the accomplishments that you overcome throughout your day-to-day life, or things along that line, things in that aspect. There's always something for you to be grateful for. I'm just saying. And that's my friend, that's my sister, that's my brother, that's my homie, that my cousin, whatever your title is, whatever connection it is that we have, right? That's what puts you in a position to attract more and more and more and more and more of what you're giving yourself. Oh, then I said, this is the nine of disc. And if you can see it, to me, this card reminds me of like magnets, right? Because you got like the magnets in the middle, but then you have things that are being attracted to these stronger forces in the middle. On the bottom of this card, it says gain. I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but it says gain. Don't you want to put yourself in a position to win? Don't you want to put yourself in a position to keep on getting goodness? Because what you got to realize is that what you focus on is really where the energy grows. So if you're focusing on all of the negative things or all of the things that you wish you hadn't done or wish you didn't have to do, you're going to get more experiences like that. Like you're going to get more situations and circumstances that are going to create that very feeling that you keep on feeling. Okay? Pay attention to that. Again, there is always something. Can we say always? Always. There is always something that's good in a situation. Sometimes you just cannot see it right now in that very moment. And in order for you to be able to, what you're going to have to do is withdraw from the situation emotionally, right? Maybe you might need to journal. Maybe you might need to have a conversation with somebody. Like there are a number of different things that you can do to shift your energy from one side of the spectrum to the other when it comes to one particular situation. Okay? Because being in your head, being in your head is going to put you in a position of not being able to move forward because you're focusing. Listen, you cannot change something that's already happened. There are certain things that you can change and there are certain things that you just cannot change. Other people are one of them. You can change how you associate yourself with those other people. You can change how you react and respond to the actions of those other people, but you can't change those other people. You probably can't even change a certain situation, but you can change the way you look at it. I'm just saying. I am just saying. I am just saying. The Eight of Swords. This is that energy where it's like, okay, I'm in my head now. Like I'm starting to interfere with how I move forward because I'm overthinking it. And overthinking and thinking outside of the box are two totally different things. You can think outside of the box, but once you think outside of the box, there's no reason to overthink what's going to happen once you do whatever it is that you've seen when you thought outside of the box. I hope that made sense. Just like, yes, think outside of the box. There are so many possibilities, opportunities that are out there that we keep ourselves from coming into because we want to overthink the situation. Put yourself in a position to move forward. And then when certain things come up, you deal with them at that time. Because whether you want to believe it or not, you're always learning lessons. You're always learning. Like this is a journey of growth. And I don't care what type of situation you've been in before and how many times a similar situation presents itself. You're always learning something new. I took that pause because it's like maybe always is the maybe always is the key word of this entire reading because that ain't the first time that I said always. We've been conditioned to hold on to stuff that really does not even matter, right? And we hold on to it way longer than we actually need to. And while we're holding on to it, we're holding on to it because of the emotional attachment we have to it, not because of the lessons that we learn from it. You know, whether it was some type of a like some type of trauma, the loss, whether it was of a loved one, you losing your job, a breakup, an injury, an illness. You understand what I'm saying? We hold on to the why me aspects. We hold on to the things that make us feel like discouraged and or depressed, opposed to actually seeking the lesson, seeking the value in the situations that present themselves. Um, Here come this always word again. But you can always shift the energy from one side of the spectrum to the other if you allow yourself to. It really does start like with how you process information. So it starts in the mind. It starts in the mind. But when I tell you there is so much like abundance and goodness and greatness and good energies that you can be attracting to yourself, it's almost like these energies are there, but you're focusing on the energies that you actually don't want to keep experiencing. Start paying attention to the good things, even if it's super small, right? Say, for instance, when you're getting ready to wash the dishes, you don't want to wash them. It's a given. Who really wants to wash the dishes, right? But after you get done washing the dishes, do you like congratulate yourself? Do you acknowledge that? Do you acknowledge how it feels to be done washing those dishes, right? Because I can only imagine how it feels when you actually complete a task, and it can be something super small. Well, it may seem small to you, but everything is happening for a reason. Everything is happening for a reason. Spirit, can we clarify that Three of Cups? Can we clarify the Three of Cups? I'm just drawn to the Three of Cups right now. And I said we were probably going to clarify 3 cards. So that will be the third card because the other two are already, I already know what other two need to be clarified. Spirit, our hearts and our situation. Can you please give us the cards to clarify the Three of Cups? I can't make this up. I can't make this up. It was this one first. What's this? The Ten of Discs. Then there's the Tower. And then there is the Five of Cups. So clarifying the Three of Cups, we have the Ten of Discs, we have the Tower, and we have the Five of Cups. Again, that Ten of Discs is talking about like the security, right? Like the goodness, the everything that you want to have in your physical reality. Whether it's the finances, the relationships, the stability, the security, and things of that nature. But again, when those tower moments come up, you allow those tower moments, right? The losses, what we would consider traumatic experiences. You allow those things to deplete you emotionally, which keeps you from being able to recognize the abundance that's actually in everything around you. I get it. We don't be expecting certain things to happen a certain type of way. We and it's crazy now that they just gave it to me like that, right? It's kind of crazy because we be hoping for goodness and stuff to come, right? But in our minds somewhere, I want to say in the back of our minds, we hold on to all of the bad things that can happen, which means that you're not in alignment. Because how are you hoping for the best, but all you can see is the destruction, right? All you can see is the negative parts of it. What what you're thinking is not what you're hoping for, right? So what I want you to do is stop hoping so much and start trusting that whatever it is that you desire to have is what you're actually going to come into. And then start visualizing that in your mind. That's what you visualize. You visualize what you actually want to experience, opposed to manifesting these tower moments, because you're always in this energy of lack in some type of way, shape, or form, right? Fear, worry, discouragement, and things of that nature. If you're always feeling, you know, under the weather, or if you're always, and I'm not talking about sick, right? I mean, maybe it is sick, but if you're always feeling like low, like, right? Like that, then you're going to keep on attracting the things that you really don't want to feel. So again, turn on some music, go watch a funny TV show, go talk to somebody who actually supports you, or who you actually, you who you have those good vibe conversations with. You know what I'm saying? There's always a way for you to tap into a certain energy, and don't be afraid to express, like, I ain't feeling good right now. Like, my emotions is kind of over the place, so I called you because I know that every time I talk to you, we laugh, or you make me feel better, or whatever the case may be. But do something that actually puts you in a mood to feel good, like puts you in that place and space to be able to feel good. Spirit, thank you, thank you, thank you. Can we have the cards to clarify the Two of Wands in reverse? Can you clarify the Two of Wands in reverse? Don't be just jumping out and flying everywhere, okay? They like, you don't run this show. They like, you ain't running the show. Just do what you need to do. Just read these cards is what I need you to do. Stop complaining. All right. Clarifying the Two of Wands in reverse, we got the Magus. Excuse me. Clarifying the Two of Wands in reverse, we have the Magus, we have the Sun in reverse, we have the Eight of Disc in reverse, and then we have the Priestess. When I tell y'all that these cards are simply almost just repeating themselves, and it's awkward because it's so many different cards, and it's like, how are these different cards coming together in a way to intensify or clarify the message being given? I love it. I do. I love it. So clarifying the Two of Wands again, we have the Magus, we have the Sun card in reverse, the Eight of Disc in reverse, and the Priestess in reverse. So again, by you not putting yourself in a position to take the necessary action that you know that you need to take, what you are doing is manifesting the situations and circumstances that you've been manifesting lately. Okay, with the Sun being in reverse, it's like that energy of giving more than you receive. You're the one putting out all the good energy. And maybe you're putting out all this energy because you're expecting those people that you're giving it to give it back. It don't really work like that, right? And I'm saying that lightly. So I was like, because some people need your energy, right? And they may not be in a position to give you what it is that you're giving them. But this is why you open yourself up to being able to receive that energy that you're giving out from somebody else. Because in all relationships, and I'm not just talking about intimate relationships or romantic relationships, I'm talking about relationships that you have with people in general, right? There's always a giver and there's a receiver. And in certain relationships, you have to figure out which role are you meant to play. Are you the giver in that relationship, or are you the receiver in that relationship? Now, if all of your relationships that you have with people are just you giving, 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 you definitely want to open up the space for you to start receiving from other people. And I know that it is complicated to receive from other people. I was in that space. Sometimes I go back into that space very quickly to where I have to check myself and be like, no, like, be open to receiving. Even something as small as somebody helping me at the grocery store, or somebody helping me bring my groceries in, or somebody giving me a resource of some kind. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we have this expectation on how certain things are supposed to come in, opposed to just allowing them to happen how they're going to happen with ease and simplicity, right? I want you also to pay attention to where you're investing your time, where you're investing your money, right? You want to be able to invest yourself in the things that you have into things or people who are going to be able to almost, I don't want to say reciprocate, right? No. What it is making sure that you're investing your time and energy into the places and the spaces and the things that you want to see grow, right? Like if you want to put into the things what you want to get back out, right? And it's really just the energy behind it. It's really just the energy behind it. So again, if you I'm trying to put my words together. Give me a second. Say for instance, you have say for instance, you have a course that you want to take, but the course is $400 and right now all you have is two. So instead of you holding on to the two that you have, you go and you like, well, shit, I can't afford the class right now, so I'm about to go buy me some shoes, or I'm about to go out to eat with my friends, or I'm about to go to the bar, to the club, or wherever it is that you go that you want to go, right? I'm going to go buy me an outfit or something, whatever. Now you've invested that money into something that's not going to last as long as the course would have, opposed to you setting that money aside and then allowing it to build so that you could actually get into the course, which will give you something that's going to last a lifetime. That's the scenario that I want to use that's giving me that eight of disc in reverse energy. Make sure that you're investing your time, your money, right? Like your energy into things that are going to be able to add into you, like add value back into you. This is why you do things like with a genuine heart. When you give, don't expect to receive from that particular individual that you're giving to, right? Say, for instance, you let somebody borrow $10, and then here comes a moment when you need to borrow $10, and that person is not in a position to give it to you. Some people really do get irritated and get mad, like I'm always looking out for them and they can't never look out for me. Opposed to, again, opening yourself up to being able to receive that $10, however it may come. You're expecting this particular individual to give it to you instead of just being open, like, God, universe, I need this $10 right now. Like, go ahead and send it however you gonna send it. Because somebody gonna ask you, do you like what you have for lunch? They're gonna send you a cash app. You might book a client. You might go outside, walk up to the mailbox and find $10 sitting right there. You never know. So don't just keep yourself closed off to things happening in one particular kind of way. And also make sure that you are in, like, put out what it is that you want to receive, right? Energetically, not necessarily because of the people that's involved, because this is the energy that you embody. Oh, I hope that makes sense. I hope you get it. I hope you get it. I hope you get it. Somebody got it for sure. Somebody got it for sure. I didn't want this card to fall, but this card fell. So let me go get it. All right. And we're back. Clarifying the Nine of Wands in reverse, we have the Queen of Wands. That's the Queen of Wands. We have the Hermit in reverse. We have the Nine of Swords again. If you pay attention, you'll be able to see. Like, you'll be able to start putting things together, because nothing is happening to you yet. Everything is truly happening for you to be able to understand like who you are and how spirit intends for you to be. Like, we've all been conditioned by the people who raised us or the people who brought us into this world to be how they think we're supposed to be, which is how other people have taught them that they were supposed to be. Do you understand what I'm saying? And because you don't feel like you can overcome that, like what you've been taught type of thing, that's what's kind of like sucking the life out of you. It's like, how am I supposed to do these things? How am I supposed to show up for myself? How am I supposed to move in a selfish yet selfless way. Like how? And that could get kind of stressful when you really don't know how. But again, there are all of the resources out there. And if you open yourself up to being able to receive the resources or the information, more of it will come. A lot of times, a lot of times, we're kind of closed off to receiving new information because it's unfamiliar, right? It doesn't really sit well with us initially because we have a bias towards it because of what somebody else has taught us. And that's why you have to be okay, open and willing to do the research necessary, right? Instead of just believing what somebody gives you on the surface, do your due diligence and put in the necessary work, right? That goes back to that 2 of Wands in reverse, putting in the necessary work so that you can start manifesting the things that you actually desire, right? You don't have to go and chase these things, because once you truly start to seek from a heart space, all of this stuff just starts to fall in your lap, show up at your doorstep, right? Be in your pathway in some type of way, shape, or form. So just pay attention. The signs are always there. The synchronicities are always there. The messages are always there. And that is not my first time saying that. This is like they're literally telling you, like, just pay attention. And again, this is not the first reading to where that phrase has come out of my mouth, to pay attention. Pay attention to what's going on so that you can really start to figure out what's going on with you, right? When you pay attention to, because I don't want to tell you to be distracted, and maybe that's something that needs to be said. There's a difference between paying attention and being distracted, right? Focus on one thing at a time, because step by step it gets better. Like little by little you start to come into more. But if you're not being appreciative of what you already have that's trying to help you overcome whatever it is that you're experiencing, then you close that door from being able to receive more coming. So start paying attention to the abundance. Start paying attention to like the things that are already around you and surrounding you that you can be thankful, grateful, and appreciative of. Thankful, grateful for, and appreciative of. Y'all know what I mean. You ain't gotta overthink it. No, no, you don't. You just gotta start paying attention. That's all. Now, I definitely hope this helps. Make sure you leave me a comment. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And until next time, enjoy yourself. Peace.